Today we're going to be talking about filling out the W-4. Today we're going to focus on the single tax filer who has one job and has no dependents. My name is Travis Sickle, Certified Financial Planner with Sickle Hunter Financial Advisors. Okay, before we get started, it's important to note that this video for the W-4 is specifically for the single taxpayer who has no dependents. So you're not taking care of any children, you don't have any dependents such as parents living with you or grandparents or other family members. Nobody depends on you financially. Also, you're also not a dependent of anybody else. So even if you're living at home, as long as mom and dad aren't supporting you financially, then this video is going to be for you. So if they're not claiming you as a dependent and you're still on your own, maybe you're paying rent, then this video is going to help you fill out the W-4. Okay, this is the W-4 form, and we'll put a link down at the bottom if you don't already have one. This is the 2017 version, and you can still use it even though it's 2018. The IRS has said that they'll make it so any of the employers that have the W-4 2017 version on file will be able to convert that into the 2018 version. Right up here you can see the purpose of the W-4, and it's to complete the W-4 so that your employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from your pay. So this is going to affect each and every single paycheck that you receive, and you're going to see withholdings come out of those checks. Primarily today's focus is going to focus on this middle section right here on page 1, and it's going to be the personal allowances worksheet. We're going to go ahead and jump right into line A. Enter 1 for yourself if no one else can claim you as a dependent. So you're going to put a 1 here. Again, this video is for those who are single. Again, the W-4 that we're filling out today is for a single with no dependents. On line B, enter 1 if any of these apply. So you're single and have only one job. So we're going to go ahead and put a 1 because we know that this first one is going to be true in this instance. If you're married, have only one job, or your spouse doesn't work, again, we're filing this for an individual. So if you're married, this video isn't for you. And if your wages from a second job is going to change it slightly. So we want to make sure that you only have one job in this scenario. But since this first one is true, we're going to go put a 1 right in line B. On line C, enter 1 for your spouse. So you could stop right there because in this instance, you're single. So we're going to put a 0. Line D, enter number of dependents. You won't have any dependents if you're filling out this. On line D, enter number of dependents you will claim on your tax return. In this instance, we don't have any dependents, so we're going to go ahead and put another 0. On line E, enter 1 if you'll file as head of household on your tax return. Now, head of household, the definition is right up here. I'm going to highlight it for you. Head of household. Generally, you can claim head of household filing status on your tax return only if you're unmarried and pay more than 50% of the cost of keeping up a home for yourself and your dependents. So it's that dependent portion is really important to understand. That's what the difference between an individual and the head of household is whether or not you have dependents. And in this case, we don't have any dependents. So for E, we're going to put a 0. On line F, enter 1 if you have at least $2,000 of child or dependent care expenses for which you can claim as a credit. You'll put a 0 there because in this case, we don't have any dependents. You're not going to have any children that you're financially responsible for. Line G is for the child tax credit. So the same thing, we're going to go ahead and put a 0 for G because we don't have any dependents. We don't have any children that we're financially responsible for. Line H. Add line A through G and enter the total here. That's going to be 2. H is the last line item that you're going to fill out as far as calculating how much you're going to withhold. So on the very bottom, this is going to be the section down here that you're going to provide to your employer. So you're actually going to cut it with a scissor. Just cut right on this dotted line right here. So here's where you're just going to put your name right here, your first name, your last name, your social security number, your home address, and you are single, so you're going to check that off. And in line 5, total number of allowances you are claiming from line H above or the applicable worksheet on page 2. We're going to go up to H. It says 2. So on line 5, you're going to put a 2. Down here, you're going to sign. You're going to date it. You're going to put your employer's name and address. And then you're going to put their EIN, their tax code. If you don't know it, ask them. They'll be able to provide it for you. There is a page 2, but we're not going to fill it out in this instance because this is only if you're going to itemize. That's only if you have additional itemized deductions that you want to claim. So over here, you can see it says itemized deductions. In this case, we're not going to fill it out. And on the very bottom here, or in the middle here, you're going to see 2 earners, multiple jobs worksheet. Again, you're filing as an individual, so we're not going to fill out the 2 earners, multiple jobs worksheet. That's all you need to do. Hand in that bottom part, and that is all that you need to do. Hand in the bottom of the W-4, and you are all set. The W-4 is designed to help you estimate the amount of taxes that you're going to owe at the end of the year. It won't actually affect the amount of liability that you have in your taxes, only the estimation of those taxes. So you can pay throughout the course of the year rather than finding out that you have a huge tax liability at the end of the year. It's also required by the IRS. And depending on your current filing situation, if that were to change, go ahead and refill out the W-4. And of course, if you get a new job, you'll want to fill out another W-4 as well. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and leave your comments down at the bottom.